Hi, and welcome to the channel. I'm so glad you're here, especially for today's topic, because whether you're trying to get pregnant or you're struggling with fertility or you just want to better understand your body, this video is for you. So today we're talking about ovulation, what it is, what happens in your body during this time, the best time to get pregnant, and most importantly, how to optimize your chances of conception. By the end of this video, you must have learned how to properly understand your body signs, how to optimize the chances of conception, and lots more. Let's get started. Hi, my name is MLS Nonye, a practicing clinical laboratory specialist. Welcome to this channel. Please, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe so that you join this family. First, to understand ovulation, let us zoom out and look at your menstrual cycle as a whole. A typical menstrual cycle is about 28 days long, though anywhere between 21 and 35 days is considered normal. All right, so the menstrual cycle is divided into four obvious phases. The first phase is the menstrual phase. Here, this is your period proper and you're actively bleeding, and it's between days 1 and day 4. Hormone levels at this time is low, all right, and your uterus is shedding its lining. The second phase is the follicular phase. Okay, here hormone levels have started to rise and your brain is sending signals to your ovaries to begin to mature your follicles in the ovary, and one of these follicles will eventually become dominant. It is this dominant follicle that your doctor is looking out for when he sends you for follicular tracking around day 12. He wants to see if one of these follicles actually became dominant enough. And the third phase is the ovulatory phase. Here, that dominant mature follicle is going to release an egg. And this ovulatory phase is going to be what? Our main focus for today. We're going to understand everything about this ovulation at the tip of our fingers. And then the fourth phase, which is called the luteal phase. This is after ovulation. It is believed that by this time, ovulation has already occurred and your hormone levels are beginning to rise. Your body is preparing for a pregnancy. And this is when your doctor requests for day 21 progesterone. It is expected that your progesterone level is supposed to be at its high level during this period, showing that ovulation truly happened. And if pregnancy didn't occur, the cycle starts all over again. The uterus is going to shed its lining and the cycle starts all over again. You get your period again and it continues that way. So let's now discuss the ovulatory phase in details. After all, that's why we're here. So what is ovulation? When does it happen? Ovulation typically happens at about 14 days before your next period. If you watched my previous video on the easiest way to calculate ovulation, there I called it the terminal 14. All right, so this is just like an updated version of the former video to keep you updated, and the things you didn't understand properly in the former, you get to pick all of them. So during ovulation, your estrogen level rises, and this rise in estrogen level signals to your LH hormone, which is your luteinizing hormone, to shoot up. And this shooting up of your luteinizing hormone is called LH surge. There's a specific test in the laboratory for dictating this LH surge, and it simply indicates that you are going to be ovulating. Once your LH shoots up, it simply shows you are going to be ovulating for the month. So if you're trying to conceive, you can request for this test between day 12 or day 13 of your menstrual cycle, though there may be little plus or minus depending on the length of your cycle, but typically around day 13 is fine to dictate this LH surge in the laboratory. Okay, so once this LH levels rises and surges, the dominant follicle is going to be releasing an egg in about 36 hours time. Yes. Once it releases an egg, it is transported to the fallopian tube where it awaits fertilization. Oh yes, you are only fertile for about 1 day, because once this dominant follicle releases an egg, the egg is only viable for 12 to 24 hours depending on the egg. But because sperm can live in a woman's reproductive tract for several days long, that is where your fertile window comes in. Because if the sperm is already living in your reproductive tract prior to ovulation, it can survive in such a way that it meets up with the release of an egg. That is what makes your fertile window several days long, meaning you have up to between 5 and 7 days to even conceive in a month. So let's now talk about your hormones. Your estrogen levels is at its very high levels just before ovulation, and this makes your uterine lining to thicken and signal for your cervical mucus. This is when you now get this very thick cervical mucus that is slippery and looks like egg whites in consistency. You know that kind of cervical mucus that if you attempt to stretch it, it keeps stretching and doesn't easily cut. Yes, that is the type you get just before ovulation. It shows that the appropriate kind of cervical mucus that is capable of transporting your sperm cells to go and meet with an egg is here, because it's not every medium. You know, the vagina is acidic and the sperm is more alkaline in nature. So that is why, as at the time of ovulation, the body releases the appropriate kind of cervical mucus that if at all there's a sperm cell that is coming in there, it is going to adequately and not being harsh to this sperm cell. The cervical mucus is supposed to be friendly enough to transport your alkaline sperm to the fallopian tube where it meets with an egg. So after this increase in the level of estrogen, there comes the LH surge. Your LH hormone is being a surge. After that, it comes back again after the release of an egg. Then your progesterone level would then do what? Rise in preparation for what? Pregnancy. This is one of the main causes of first trimester miscarriage. If your progesterone level doesn't continue rising to keep up with the pregnancy, most first trimester miscarriages are caused by progesterone insufficiency, because this is the hormone that maintains pregnancy. Okay, so there could be fertilization without the adequate amount of progesterone that will support this pregnancy. A whole lot is going on in your hormones. You can see. Please give this video a like if you're still here up to this point, and to subscribe. We'll do more of. So let's now talk about the physical signs you might notice to show that ovulation is here. The first one is, everyone knows about this and I've already mentioned it. That is the cervical mucus that is slippery and looks like egg white in consistency. I'm sure you know about this already. The second sign is a little bit discomforting, but this is still cool. That is, you tend to experience mild discomfort on one side of your lower abdomen. This pain, or the position of this pain, or the side this pain is happening, shows the particular side. You know, you have two ovaries, one on the left, one on the right. Okay, so the side you're experiencing that pain for that particular month is signaling the particular ovary that is releasing the egg for the month. Any side could release any egg, either the left ovary or the right ovary. Then another sign, another physical sign of ovulation, this one is not so obvious and not too reliable unless you're ready to do the work, is the slight rise in basal body temperature. Your basal body temperature is like your early morning temperature. That is the temperature of your body just before you get out of bed. And there's a special kind of thermometer for checking this out. That is the basal body thermometer. If you're able to track your cycle, you always check your temperature just before you get out of bed, just before ovulation, or as at the time of ovulation, or just after ovulation, you're going to see a little increase in your normal body temperature. Just is sometimes it's insignificant. It's significant, but you might not always notice if you're not the type that pays close attention. It's just about 0.5 to 1 degree Fahrenheit increase in basal body temperature. That is why I said it's not too reliable, because it's not everyone that can keep up with this. You need to have tracked your cycle for up to 3 to 6 months before you can notice this change in most cases. Then number 4 physical sign. This one is crazy and funny too, but then is an indicator. Increased sexual drive. I mean, some women, or most women, experience increased sexual drive just at the time of the ovulation. So hey girl, if you're experiencing that funny increased sexual desire at mid-cycle, I mean, if you're trying for a baby, then you can shoot. But if you're not looking for a baby, girl, you stay clear. It is that ovulatory sign, okay? So the number fifth physical sign is this one is a little bit tricky and requires a little bit of expertise. I mean, before you can actually find out this particular sign, you must be someone who is already used to the nature of your cervix. You already know what it looks like for you to be able to spot this slight difference at this ovulatory time. So that is, your cervix tends to be softer to touch, is higher in position, and is more open. Yes, you have to check with your finger. If you've given birth before, you know what all those nurses are doing, checking, is it 2 cm, is it 3 cm? That's, you do with your finger. And if you're doing this, make sure that you must have properly washed your hands so you don't introduce something into your lady area. All right, you will agree with me that your body is incredibly intelligent and intuitive. I mean, it has a way of telling you everything that is happening or that is about to happen, so long as your reproductive health is concerned. If you've seen my videos about period blood, there you see how your period can tell you you're having hormonal issues. You see how your period can tell you you're having an underlying condition. You see how your period can virtually tell you a whole lot in your body, from crazy signs to, man, that's what I'm saying. Your body is incredibly intelligent. Always pay attention to them so that somebody will not be telling you something that is happening in your body. After all, you're the one carrying it. So let's now talk about the fertile window. Here is the key takeaway here. The fertile window is only about 5 to 7 days long. And that is because the sperm cell can survive in a healthy, friendly cervical mucus for about 5 days. Underline the word healthy and friendly cervical mucus, because some women's cervical mucus is hostile to sperm cells. They tend to speed off their dying or even kill them off. Though you can correct this by using a good fertility friendly lubricant. If hostile cervical mucus is your problem, you can correct it by that. I'm going to be including a good fertility lubricant for you in the comment section, so you look it out. So, and the egg lives only about 24 hours, between 12 and 24 hours after it has been released, before it is absorbed back into the body. Okay, the best time to have sex and get pregnant is between 2 to 3 days before ovulation and on the ovulation day proper. If you're trying to conceive, just to be on the safer side and to optimize your chances the best, meet with your partner every other day during your fertile window. This is to maximize your sperm health and optimize your chances. When I say every other day means 1 day on, 1 day off. Give the sperm cells enough time to renew and come again. We don't advise every day. 1 day on, 1 day off. That is simply the meaning of every other day. So how do you track your ovulation? How do you know for sure you're ovulating? The first one is by getting an over-the-counter ovulation prediction kit. Yes, there are ovulation prediction kits that can tell you that ovulation is around the corner. It typically tests for this LH surge we've been talking about. You can do it at home using this strip with your urine. Once you get 2 lines that are of the same consistency, they are not like a pregnancy test that your control line is thick, your test line is faint and is positive. No, for this LH surge, both lines need to be of the same thickness before you say truly you're ovulating. That is the best way to get a good result. Okay, that's for that one. You can equally test for this LH surge in the laboratory. I've mentioned that earlier, between day 12 and the day 13, or a healthcare provider after tracking your cycle will tell you the best day to do this. The importance of this video is so that you get the knowledge. Even if your doctor forgets to mention it, you say, doc, I heard there is a test for this. Okay, it's okay. Okay, you can do it, all right? It is purely for informational purposes, so you don't get things twisted, okay? Another way you can see for sure is this basal body temperature I've talked about, and this mild pain, and some other signs that I've said earlier. You can take a rewind. You can also get good apps. There are a couple of apps out there. I know of Baby Center, I know of Flow app. Some of these apps can help you keep good history of your menstrual cycle and tell you when you're most likely to ovulate. They work best with the information you input on them. So that is for the apps. There's also another advanced technology whereby there's a kind of saliva fanning microscope that is able to dictate changes in your saliva and electrolytes and tell you when you're ovulating. This is for the tech gurus anyways. So in this pinning down ovulation, consistency is key. You don't have to conclude with something you say in just 1 month. You must have observed your body for 3 to 6 months to be able to say, yes, this thing I'm saying, this thing I'm seeing, it is what it is. Your health too can affect ovulation. You can't be trying to conceive and your BMI, you have to maintain a healthy weight. If you think you're overweight, if you think you're obese, please start working out, and don't start with rigorous exercises because they can even cause more harm than good. Moderation. Mild exercises can keep you fit and keep your weight on check. So maintain a healthy weight. Another is regulate your blood sugar levels. Eat healthy foods, proteins, fiber, good fatty acids, especially omega-3 fatty acids. You know, healthy blood sugar levels equals to stable. Once your blood sugar levels are stable, there are chances your hormones too will be stable. All right, provided every other factor is in check. Another thing is stress. Limit stress. There's this stress hormone cortisol. It has the ability of disrupting your hormone balance. So limit stress. Prioritize sleep. Get quality and enough sleep. I mean, minimize phone time. If phone always steals your time and keep you awake beyond the appropriate time you're supposed to be in bed, okay? So get enough sleep. Avoid smoking and heavy drinking. I mean, smoking ages your ovaries and hampers the quality of your eggs in general. And excessive drinking has the ability of harming your ovulation, disrupting so many things in your reproductive health. And if you eventually do get pregnant, maybe you're not aware yet, or you are aware you're still consuming alcohol, it has the ability of giving your baby an incurable disorder called fetal alcoholic syndrome. It does not have cure. So if you're trying to conceive, please quit smoking, quit alcohol. And if you're finding it difficult to quit, please speak with your healthcare provider. There are certain segments in the hospital that is designed to help you quit. All right. You can support your cycle by taking supplements, prenatal vitamins that are rich in folate. If you watched my video on okra water, I stated so many health benefits of okra just before you get pregnant and even during pregnancy. You can check out the video to see the benefits of folate, okay? You can also support your cycle by taking omega-3 rich fatty acids or omega-3 supplements. And importantly, supplements rich in vitas and myo-inositol if recommended by your doctor, or you can suggest it to him. Know if he will recommend it for you. I don't recommend self-diagnosis and self-prescriptions. Your doctor definitely knows better. The essence of this information is, on your next appointment, tell your doctor what you heard and see him give you go ahead or give you reasons why you shouldn't indulge in them, dependent on your health history. Okay, so when do you need to see a doctor? Please, if you've been trying to conceive and you are up to 35 years, you've been trying to conceive for the past 6 months, you've done regular unprotected sex for 6 months, and you're up to 35 years, please schedule an appointment and see your doctor. And if you're below 35 years, you need to have tried for at least 12 months before you come out and say you're trying to conceive. Ovulation disorders are one of the major causes of female infertility. Okay, but the good news is that they are very, very treatable. Okay, if you're not seeing any of these signs mentioned herein, or that your cycle is irregular, or they tend to be absent sometimes, then you need to speak with your doctor. He might suggest some blood tests for you or some ultrasound, or give you some medications, including ovulation induction medications if need be. All right. So to conclude, in summary, ovulation is a natural process without which you cannot get pregnant. Your fertile window is only about 5 to 7 days long. And I want to strongly tell you that you cannot do all of this alone. Your partner needs to be involved. So you don't overwhelm yourself with all of this that will induce stress and anxiety. Trust me, you don't want to know what anxiety can do to you. It's going to prolong your timing. You can track your ovulation with some of these bodily signs I mentioned herein. You can equally track your ovulation with an ovulation prediction kit. Is easily sold and available in pharmacies, or with a fertility app I've mentioned two earlier that are good enough for you. And then lifestyle changes. You're trying to conceive, make some lifestyle changes. Your smoking, stop. Your alcohol, stop. If you don't have a healthy weight, stop. Leave junks, eat healthy meals, and baby does to you. Okay, if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Click on that subscribe button. You need to join this family. It's going to be mutually beneficial, trust me. And I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have any thoughts, if you have any question, check my comments logs, check my community. I'll always attend to my question. Feel free to drop your questions and I'll be waiting for you in the comment section. Bye.